my name is Sana Mirza, and I am back to inspire you all once again on how to make your own butterfly motif inspired by Arabesque floral patterns, this time more freestyle. So let's bring out our free-spirited butterfly self in this one and see what we can create. But first, I would love to show you what materials you would need, and simply something to color with, obviously, in the end, and a pencil, and if you're using paints, and some tracing materials such as a pen and some outliners, a little paint sponge, as well as some paintbrushes if you're going to paint, and some water and some tape, and possibly some tea dye if you have, or watercolor wash will do as well in any sort of color you like. So let's begin. I'm excited to see what we get inspired with in the moment of making our little butterfly. So what you want to do is fold your paper in half, and this is a 11 by 8 by 10 tracing paper that I've used. Once you folded it this way, you want to take and fold it halfway to the other side, horizontally as well. So you've got a vertical and a horizontal line to create a little center. Take your pencil and draw a little body on one side of your butterfly like this. Create a little sort of stem here for the antennas, and whatever butterfly you feel inspired by in the moment, just allow yourself to embody that butterfly and create one of your own on this paper. Once you've done that, you can flip it over and do the same thing on the other side by retracing it. Like that. Allows for a very sort of symmetrical butterfly to be born, applying the mirror concept, which is so prevalent in all of Islamic art, to create symmetry and geometry in the overall effect and harmony. The mirroring concept of what you see is what you are. Once you've done that, you want to create a little pattern and just free draw whatever you are inspired with. I am going to do something very traditionally inspired by Islamic motifs, and create a sort of pattern like that. And you can incorporate any flowers that you feel would look great. So once I have that side, I'm going to create a sort of mirroring effect with this and trace it onto the other side by folding my paper and creating the same pattern on the other side like this. Very freestyle drawing here. Like that. So I have a sort of symmetry going on like that. Once I have that, I'm going to try to draw a sort of spiral shape here that I can actually use the same technique and mirror. In this case, I will add a little bit of definition to these. Like that. Sort of add little circles in the middle. And you can repeat the same thing on the other side. In this case, I've drawn one line, but I would copy this exactly so it symmetrically aligns really well. So once I have that, I'm going to fold the paper in half again and retrace my pattern on the other side. Just like that, mirroring what I have drawn on one wing onto the other, in a way symbolizing the pattern that I have drawn within is manifesting without, manifesting in the outer realm on the other side of my existence, which is the other wing here, focusing on drawing beautiful patterns into my being. Whatever you focus on, that is what we manifest. And the art of mirroring in Islamic art very much aligns us with that knowing, and focusing on what is beautiful is the ultimate way to align us with our soul that is free of worries, to allow yourself to become free like a butterfly. Like that. How beautiful. So once you have that, I am going to move on to dyeing my paper with tea. In this case, this is something I should have done first, but I was so excited to do my butterfly that I totally forgot. So I'm just washing it with a little blue tea that I steeped. And you can do this with regular tea as well to get a tan finish if you like. You can also use coffee to get a more browner tinge. But in this case, I like to create a sort of sky effect, and you can use watercolor paint for this as well. So what I'm going to do is let this dry and bring out my already painted, dried piece and align my tracing paper of a better piece that I have created here. And in this case, you can actually align it any way you like. I would actually align it like that to create effect that it is flying. What you want to do next is take that carbon paper and retrace that butterfly onto your piece like this. Make sure it's tracing. You can also use a pen as well to do this, to create a darker line if you like. But I am going to just darken up my already traced lines like this. focusing on the pattern that I have created that has arisen from within me, very symmetrical and beautiful in its nature, to align me with all beautiful patterns that I can embody within my being, that allows me to become free from the illusions of my mind, from all that really doesn't exist. Creating my body here, retracing everything with carbon paper as you go along, kind of shifting the carbon paper if you need, and allow yourself to delve into a meditative space when you do this. In all that is a reflection of your soul. What is that mirror of your soul that wants to become free like a butterfly? What is within you that is trapped and wants to be known? That part of you that aligns with freedom, that aligns with weightlessness, reflecting on beautiful, symmetrical floral patterns is such a wonderful way to be able to act as a means to align us with that aspect of us. So I've got faint lines from my carbon paper here, a little bit touching up on some lines that I missed. And what I'm going to do is grab my favorite medium of coloring my pieces, and that is acrylic paints. And grab your favorite paintbrush. In this case, I'm using a soft edge. And what I'm going to do is paint my flowers. So I'm going to just paint my flowers with this acrylic paint, water down quite a lot with water to create a sort of watercolor look. And whatever you're inspired with, bring out those colors from within and put them on paper. Allow yourself to absorb the frequencies of the colors as they manifest on your paper, and visualize yourself embodying the flower as you paint the flowers on your paper. If your mind wanders, bring it back to the present moment. Realign yourself with that flower essence within you. All that is meant, all that is an expression of the flower essence. And there you have it. You can also continue the same flower again here as well. Closed flowers to blooming flowers. The flower takes time to bloom, yet it always radiates beauty in every way it can, constantly. There we go. Wash your paint off the brush. In this case, I'm using a flat sort of edged brush for my leaves, and you can use whatever you feel you're comfortable with. I like to use a variety of different shaped brushes depending on what I am painting. The art of painting Islamic motifs is actually a very meditative process. It really allows you to become still and move into that present moment that is aligned with harmony and beauty, which brings us back to the remembrance of our own harmony and beauty within. In essence, a reflection of our soul comes out as a result, which makes painting flowers so rewarding in the end. Because even if we can tap into our flower essence, even for a moment, it allows us to become in sync with the world around us, with all that is nature, with around us, and that is such a beautiful thing. I'm going to grab a sort of pointy brush and work my way into painting circles, keeping it consistent all throughout to create a sort of uniform look in the overall piece. Yet you are free to explore any color you like, inspired by the moment. The intuition and our inner self really works when we tap into that moment. It allows for us to practice meditation at a level where we become attuned to our heart, that space within us that is separate from our mind. It allows us to tap into that space that is one with all that is, the universal mind, the one that is in sync with everything around us and within us. The seeds within my being are blooming. There we go. What I'm going to do next is add some gold, which is my favorite part because it really allows me to meditate on the gold, the shininess within me in a sort of alchemy of my soul. You will find gold used a lot in Islamic art to add a sort of magnificent quality to the overall piece, but mainly to represent the gold within us that once it starts to shine, as represented by our soul, it starts to illuminate everything within us as well as outside of us, to bring out all our shadows and light, so we may know ourselves better, so we may learn the ways of how to become free-spirited like a butterfly. Yet that alchemy takes time, takes patience, takes a knowing of ourselves, a reflection of ourselves, a reflection into that intimate aspect of our soul being. What is that space within us that is free of suffering and pain, that is aligned with happiness and pleasure and all that is heavenly? To tap into that space of infinite knowing that we are originally butterflies, star beings, infinite in our nature. There you have it. Add a little gold to these to create a sort of hearing into the unknown of all that is gold, into the hearing of the frequency of gold. Add some gold here, since my white has not shown up too well. Sort of adding this butterfly effect in a different sense of painting it. And I think what I am going to do is the perfect color to add to the body is gold as well. So I'm just going to take my remaining gold and paint it here like this, bringing out that gold essence within my body, that I am one with all that is gold, the frequency of gold, becoming one with the center of myself in every moment. There you have it. Once I've done that, I'm going to take a sort of thinner brush, and what I can do is go ahead and paint the wings of my butterfly here like this, slowly sort of shading it if I feel like. Of the wings, in this case, I am making a blue butterfly that is one with the sky, a butterfly that is embodying all that is limitless, that is air, that is light and free-flowing, a blue butterfly. Once I have painted my blue, I am going to add a little definition to the piece by applying an outliner to the edges to create a finished look. Outlining the edges of my wings, embodying the characteristics of all that is sky, tapping into that moment of presence that allows me to become one with flow. In this moment of tracing, outlining the butterfly. And there you go, and you can go and add definition to your flowers as well, outlining them slowly, one by one, as you enjoy the moment of practicing Zen, of practicing presence, and allow yourself to become one with this butterfly, to become one with the butterfly within you. Outlining the leaves, becoming one with a leaf, becoming still like a leaf from within, the abundance of green, aligning myself with all that is abundance, bringing out that gold essence within me through the remembrance of my DNA, my infinite self, tapping into all those areas of myself that have lied dormant, and allow yourself to become one with the flow of this moment. You can add definition with the outlining as you go along, in case I've forgotten, and you will have created a wonderful butterfly masterpiece, which is yourself embodied on paper as it makes its way into your body, your being as well. Art is a powerful thing. The visual effect that images have on our consciousness is amazing. In this case, we delve in the realm of embodying the butterfly and all that symbolizes freedom and oneness with all that is nature, that is in harmony in this somewhat intricate arabesque pattern that aligns us with our soul most of all. And there you have it. A lovely piece of infinite grace and majesty. So I hope you all enjoyed. Bye.